All right, so hello everybody. Welcome to my stream. Of course, no one's in it yet, but for the people who are going to be viewing it very soon, like after I do the stream, I'm going to be handing this in as my capstone project. I'm going to just send this as an invite to everyone else. So let me just really quickly do this. All right, so no, shut up. Okay then. Oh God, you weren't supposed to see that yet. Let me just throw this in the Discord here. At everyone. Paste. And let's get right into this. So, welcome. This project is known as my capstone project, and I will be, of course, I know I'm explaining this again, but just in case I skipped over this, I will be telling you about my musical history. So, where it all began. Let me just check my viewers right now. 3 viewers, amazing. I won't be able to see what you're saying, you guys. I'm sorry about that, but I'm just gonna do this assignment. I won't be able to interact with you for the duration of this. But thank you so much for being here. Okay, so it all started in 2019. I started using a software called GarageBand. It was just like a random application on my phone, and let me just open this real quick. Um, it was just like this app that I had on my phone. I was thinking at the time, I've been so musically involved um, that I would start, making music with it, right? And this was early when I was just kind of starting to really catch on to music because at the time I was in high school, like fresh into high school, maybe even a little before that. It was like right before I went into grade 9. I started using GarageBand as just like a hobby kind of thing, right? And as soon as I go into Belmont, I learn all this cool new stuff. Ms. Dawson like starts teaching all sorts of like music theory. And I gotta say, I'm not one to brag, but I actually caught on like super quickly to it, and from there I like had a really good understanding of it, and it was that pull, it was that drive that kind of made me think, you know what, I can do this too. So so that's exactly what I do. I get onto GarageBand. What do I create? The worst abominations you will ever hear in your entire life. If I can just pull one up for you really quickly. Let's see. I made quite a few songs on here. Let's go for song number 9. I'm going to be re-downloading it really quickly, but while it downloads, I will tell you a little bit more about this. So I went on to like a I went on to a road trip. So I was I don't know how old at the time, probably really young, but I went on to a road trip with my phone, and I actually got like my own I got like my own place, which was really cool. Like I got my own area of um my of the house that I was visiting. It was like this trailer that was next to this house by the water, and I got to sleep in the trailer for the 7 nights we were there. For those 7 nights, I was able to get onto GarageBand, um, and create all kinds of interesting songs. Yeah, it looks like it doesn't want to download for us, so I will just tell you what it's like. Basically, what I did is I just went on to the piano of GarageBand with a whole bunch of different sounds, and all I really did for each and every track was just like a whole bunch of just like a whole bunch of uh like I what I did was I went on to do blues scales a lot, right? So because I was really into jazz at the time. I had just like learned that we could do jazz band, and on GarageBand, I just figured, what, there's horns here, and I love jazz, and I decided to try to create like an electro swing, which is something I also really love. I I what I did was is I just learned every single blues scale known to man. Like for example, this is a C blues scale, which is starts on C, tritone, tone, semitone, semitone, tritone, tone, and what it makes is this really jazzy sort of scale, right? And with this scale, I was able to create like all kinds of music with it, because usually when people start making songs, they start with like regular scales, like the C major scale. What I did is I was so into jazz at the time, I just skipped a whole bunch of steps and I just decided to learn every single uh, jazz blues scale in existence. Like I could go up the piano chromatically with all of those scales. Let me just give you a little example here. So C blues scale, C sharp blues scale, D blues scale, and so on. So I started doing that, and then I just like absolutely went bananas with the whole music creating thing. So doing this, I one day went up to my dad and I asked him, "Dad, can I have a better application? Can I have like something better, like something I can actually use to make like really good sounding music?" So here's what he got me. He got me Ableton, which is an amazing music making thing. Um, I uh, I immediately took to Ableton. I immediately started loving it because what I did was is I could just press on whatever I wanted on this MIDI track here, and I could make anything play any sound I ever wanted in my entire life. So what I was really into again was electro swing. So here's what I did. I thought I was creating like an up-tempo jazz song, but I accidentally created circus music, as you will hear now. So this is just me really starting out, experimenting with my sounds and. What I didn't really have here at the time is like that sense. Anyways, what I didn't really have here was really a sense of rhythm. Like I knew all kinds of music theory. I knew how eighth notes and 16th notes worked, and I was just being freshed up on triplets. That I didn't really take into consideration all at all, like certain rudiments that could be applied, like rhythms that people actually really like, because what I'm doing here is just a whole bunch of random stuff like digga 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 da 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 digga digga digga, and I'm just like going absolutely weird with it when I could just be doing something like a digga 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 digga, and just like really trying to make stuff that really engages an audience. Right here, I was just trying to come up with genius Mozart electro swing, which I had way too high ambitions for at the time. But eventually, I did actually start getting better. If I want to go to a more um, really recent one called Justin Funk, which was probably made a month after I started really getting going on Ableton. Like I was creating songs all the time. Let's just give this one a listen here. Right. Funny thing about this, I actually got like super inspired by a YouTuber called Daniel Thrasher. So here's what I did. I took, I just took like this lick that I really liked, and I turned it into my own song. Didn't turn out that well, but you see, what I was doing here is I was really just experimenting with it. But as you could kind of hear, I did get a little bit better with it. Eventually, I actually did start upgrading my technology. I got this MIDI clip here where I was actually able to play like blues scales and stuff. Let's see here. So let's just move on here. Let's see here. I got a lot to go over with you guys in such a short amount of time. So I've just been really trying to bring this all together. My music was kind of getting a bit better here. I was starting to learn more structure when I started learning about like in a song you would hear a verse, then you would hear a chorus, a verse, maybe a bridge, and then a chorus, bridge, outro, and all that stuff. And I started applying it more, and that's around that time, actually, I managed to start up my own YouTube channel, as you can see here. I made it Music Miller, and my idea for this was as I was going to start like uploading a lot of content relating to music, but also gaming. So I just decided to merge the two somehow. So then, COVID hit, right? So COVID-19 was really hard for all of us. For me, it was the best damn thing that ever happened to me. So that was really nice. Um, I know it is horrible, but it was really beneficial for me. So during COVID, I just started like really exercising a lot of different musical aspects in my life. Like I took up kit, like drum set playing, and then I started teaching myself a bit of piano. I'm not like a piano man yet. But what I do is I just learn scales and I learn what sounds good on the keyboard, and that's actually how I make my songs even today. As I try playing like certain stuff on the keyboard that I think sounds good and that I can turn into an actual song. So over COVID, I just started kind of I just started like really learning blues scales, like the stuff behind them, but also like regular scales too. Like I started trying to simplify things, because what I tend to do is make things a little too complicated. So what I end up doing is I absolutely start pushing the whole tricky aspect of it. But over COVID, I just start learning how to, or oh, wrong sound. Damn, I probably shouldn't have opened a different one. Hang on, give me a second here. So, like, yeah, over COVID, I just started to kind of learn more on how to build like an actual song. So, so I just started doing stuff like this. Start a little chord at the end, and I would just improvise. Doesn't sound that good, I know. Yeah, I just started like really laying into that, and just now I kind of got into it, but of course it requires a lot of refinement, as I am not an expert on it. Um, so I just really started working that over the summer, and then eventually I started like getting into a show, like a Minecraft show featuring this guy right here called James Wild, and it really took off. People really clung onto it. I think my best video on James Wild right now has about 300 views, and that's really saying something for my channel, because like I on average I get like 50 views, although it declined lately. But then eventually my music started to like really grow from there, and I got really into Latin, and I actually I started doing a project with my friend Daniel. So he showed me this amazing Latin groove that we just like came up with together, which was. And that was just like on a loop, and what we did is we just built off that, and I just had a bass going here. I did and I was just able to like really bounce off that. So that was actually kind of the birth of my first really really good song. We posted that we just did kind of like our own version of that. Uh, at first it was just like a no vocal song, but eventually I decided, you know what to do with an Australian Minecraft person than make a music video where he's rapping to a Latin song. So the birth of James Wild Survival Dude music video was born. We just call it Survival Dude as a song, but I guess I neglected to put the actual thing there. So I will be putting on real quick James Wild Survival Dude as the video, and so this is when I started really picking up on what it really meant to be creating a song, because I needed to figure out how to like really make something catchy and something that clicks. And when my friend Daniel and I made this, we knew it had to be something. So I started work on this, and as you can see, footage here is from my first season of this show. It is now up to 274 views, which I'm very happy about. Wow, that snuck up on me. So, then the vocals are about to start kicking in after I skip through this long-ass intro. Well, hi there. My name's James Wild, who's a survival dude. With a cool style, I got red eyes and brown hair. With a robotic arm, and I'm tough and I'm rough. But I mean, you know, harm. I'm a survivor, like a mean viper. I'm a monotone man who can decipher and jokes on you. If you think I'm gonna die, cause I'm James Wild, and I'm meant to survive. So, it was an interesting time. I can foresee that my swaddle's guaranteed. So, people really, really caught on and really started to like this video. So from there, I actually, that was probably a click for me when I started really learning how to push my music forward. We're still in COVID times, by the way. So I still had like plenty of time on my hands to really hone my craft. Eventually, like, I really started getting involved more and more into my music. I started investing more and more time into it, and I posted actually quite a few songs. If I were to pull up my playlist here, my playlist, let's see here, music videos. So my music videos consist of James Wild, the music video, which was the first one I've ever made with lyrics. On the Run, which is a very popular one. House Full of Rain is a really good one. Your Problem Sucks. The Backstage was actually a project I did for my social justice class, but I hate that one too because I did such a terrible job at that one. And then I did a song called No Words Needed. And it was just kind of like an all instrumental, and I think I really inspired a lot of really good grooves. But then I did the song Taken for Granted. Now, Taken for Granted was kind of an inspiration product that I actually had to develop with someone who also feels like they were taken for granted. I won't get into it right now, but basically it was quite a lot for the two of us to make the lyrics for this song, because it was we really had to dig deep for this one, and I tried really applying it to a really really whole and raw story that I wanted to develop for this song, and it was just like it was one of those things that I just felt like I had to do, I guess. Anyways, so around this time I updated my channel art and I uploaded Taken for Granted. Now, I will show you a little bit of this, but I won't show you the whole thing. I have taken this to people, and professionals have said, you know what, this is a really good start for you. Let me just skip to this part. Probably way exceeded the time limit on this capstone, but I'm just gonna keep going. Here I am, giving everything to you. You gotta wonder sometimes if what I say is true. So, this actually brings up the next topic, which which is the most recent one and still going on. After this, I decided to take up singing lessons. Right after this one, yeah. I didn't do such a great job singing that one, just repeating the line. I'm giving everything to you. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but seriously, I hated that voice line so much. I started going to this music teacher later. Her name's Maria Manna. She's a really respected musician at Herman's, and we're actually going to be performing in June at Herman's, which I'm really excited about. Excuse me. So I started taking lessons with her, which massively improved my singing. So I really, at this point with my music, I really started to really connect with my music on a much better emotional level now that I can actually sing along to it properly. And eventually, with all that vocal training, I did a song that doesn't really require vocal training, and I did a cover of a song called "Lone Digger," not the N word. I really hate how close they sound together. Yeah, that's I remember one time I tried saying "Lone Digger," and oh crap, and I was actually yelled at for saying it. I can't hear any of the audio, so I'm just gonna hope you guys can hear me. Um, oh, there we go. So anyways, I really started to make music that
Before I start
really
this video, I just want to quickly
that really started to make people really want to like move they really caught on. So I started doing covers, and that was so awesome. I'm so glad I picked that up because people have been putting this song on repeat, and I love that. So I'll just let it play for a little bit and then I'll explain the rest. So I didn't exactly have a background for my music video, as I never do, so I decided a random game about beating each other up was a good substitute. Leave that old record spinning, you feel the rhythm going. They call it lonely together. Lads, and your time to lay low. Your knees are bending, and so it's time to get up and let go. You're gonna come undone. Hey mama, how's it going? Can't see your body moving. Don't leave the party dying. They call it lonely together. Your booty shaking, you know. Your head has the right to say no. Tonight is ready, set, go. Baby, can you move around the rhythm so we can't get with up to the crowd and get us a rock and roll round? Just a downtown body coming with a super hottie. Let's go. Yes, no, hell no. Baby, can you move around the rhythm? Cause you know we're living in the fast lane. Speed up, it ain't no game. Just turn up all the beats when I come up on the scene. All right, so you guys get the point at this point. So so that's when I really started getting inspired by other artists, and I decided to do a whole bunch of like parodies, or not parodies, covers of songs. That's the word I'm looking for. Eventually, I actually came up with a very recent song called Agatha All Along. Now, this one is from the show WandaVision. Do not watch it if you do not want spoilers. But no, please don't come in. I'm doing my project.
Is Iggy in here?
No, he's not. Please, I'm doing my capstone project. All right, so this song, I did a parody of, kind of a parody of Agatha All Along, from the show WandaVision. If you have not seen it, do not watch this video because it will spoil. So yeah, from there, it leads to now. At this point, I've just been like super like inspired by a whole bunch of different styles. And I just started writing pieces, like literally any kind of piece. And the thing that's kind of changed with me lately, I think, with music making is I'm no longer set on one genre. I'm no longer set on just up tempo, happy beats. I think I've really branched out a lot, and I've just been learning to produce any kind of um, in any kind of style I wanted to, whatever emotion I've been feeling. And I think lately, on a serious note, music helps with my depression. Don't tell them that. Um, but I think music making as a whole has really positively impacted my life. As far as like coming up with it in the first place, it's a lot of trial and error, but it's also a lot of experience. Like if you want to go into music and just like produce some kind of I don't know, low quality rap song. Not dissing rap. There's really good rap out there, but a lot of artists tend to just go with the crude and and the easy routes, like pre-made soundtracks and just like rapping over top of that. And I don't know. I guess it kind of bothers me. I don't want to get too preachy here, but I just feel like music is such an art form for me, and it means so much to me. Now, to not get off track here, I will just look over this one more time so I can cover anything that I haven't covered already. Um, um, Yeah, I've really just tried to improve to summarize the whole story. I started out just on GarageBand. I evolved onto this software where I was making kind of like explosive, spontaneous, hopefully original music trash. Then I started making music a little bit better. Then I started to really learn what it was to play on the keys and just improve my musicianship overall. I really hope I'm explaining this okay, but really, what it boils down to is what it boils down to is just like making. No, I lost it. I lost it. I Damn it. Yeah, I guess it's just like I don't know exactly how to put it to words, but it just makes um it just makes me whole, and I don't really know how to describe it too well. Um all I can say is that I put so much emotion and passion into this, and I apply and I apply so much rudimentary knowledge um from my previous years, ever since I was soloing as a saxophonist in my middle school. On stage, I knew that music is what I wanted to do one way or another. And then once COVID was lifted and I came back into school, I don't think that really affected my music at all. I still come home and I do it a lot, and um it really just comes from the heart. And when you have like the experience to back it up, you can really make something truly magical. And I guess that is my capstone project. So if my presentation was okay, please give me an A. But I guess to outro, I will be playing you my most recent piece that has reflected my recent emotions the greatest. I hope you enjoy. Don't have a name for it yet. Okay, let me just re-engage this. Um, oh, how do I wait, show on stream. Thank you. All right. So, that piece, let me just explain it for you. So, that I think um that just deals with like all the current sadness in my life. But when I first made it, I think what I wanted to do is I just really I had all these emotions built up and I just wanted to project them, and I think all the experience I was able to have uh, with music has just been allowed me to express these in ways I never could before. In fact, I think from here on out, whenever I have an emotion, I'll just try to slap it onto Ableton and hope it gets views. Yeah, but anyways, that is my progress. This is where I'm at right now, and I hope you guys enjoyed my stream. And if my capstone project is still looking at this, I bet this is a total mess and will definitely get me a C at best. Um, with that being said, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you.